Hey everybody, so we're here to do our daycare videos that I had mentioned about a couple weeks ago in my upcoming vlogs, and we just haven't had a chance to sit down and do it and share with you guys kind of what's going on. I know, that was like weeks ago, wasn't it? And so we're here to just kind of share with you what's going on with the whole daycare situation for Emma, and then just kind of like the things that I found with interviewing daycares, and this will probably be like a two-part video. I wanted to do just like a separate one on interviewing daycares and whatnot. So I guess we'll kind of get started. So as you guys know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, currently Emma goes to daycare, I guess you could call it daycare, with my mom. My husband and our schedules are a little different, so I start... She's so loud. I start work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and my husband doesn't start work till 11. So he is home with Emma in the morning from, you know, when I leave to about 10:30 is when he drops, 10:30, 10:45 is when he drops Emma off at my mom's for daycare for the day. And then she's with my mom from about 10:45 to 4 p.m. when I pick her up. So really she's not in daycare a large chunk of the day. I mean, it is a good amount of time, but it's not, you know, 8 hours, 9 hours throughout the day. So the way that we kind of initially started with my mom, we, a lot of things happened. We weren't quite sure what my husband's schedule was going to be, and things were changing in our lives when Emma was born, and we just had so much going on, and we didn't really have a solid daycare that we were looking at, or we hadn't even really started interviewing. And we had approached my mom and asked her if she would be interested in watching Emma for, you know, the couple of hours of the day, and she said that she would, but it wasn't like a permanent solution. It was never something that was going to be from here till forever. Initially my mom had said maybe like till the first year she would be willing to do it. So so that's kind of how we got to the situation that we were in. I started to look at daycares, when was it? The beginning of September is when we started really trying to actively look for daycares. We were thinking of starting to place Emma in daycare January of 2013, so I wanted to start looking for what was out there, what was available in our area, you know, 3 months before. And maybe it's just because we live in Minnesota. Minnesota is like one of the highest places for daycare. We have the highest price. We're one of the top like 3 states, I believe. I guess it's just because there's a lot of working women in our state that it kind of contributes to that. So daycares really book out a really far time, and especially if you're looking for somebody that's you know, going to be able to take a newborn or an infant. Anybody under the age of 1 is considered an infant. There was like barely anything out there. So initially I started looking, and we interviewed a few places that actually had space that could take her starting in January. And there wasn't anybody that Seriously, this is what I hear all day. She's like found her voice and she's so loud. So anyway, so we had found a couple places that could take her in January, but I wasn't totally thrilled with any of them. I mean, there was one that I was like, okay, we could do it, but I'm not totally excited about it. Like, the lady was super nice, and I didn't totally love it. So I kind of sat down and I talked with my mom, and I told her that we were starting to look for daycares for Emma, and I just needed to know if I could have a commitment from her to continue to watch Emma till about May of next year, May, June, to give me some more time to find some other options for daycare. My mom said she would do that, so she, you know, that really opened our window of people that we could look at, because, you know, anything from like January to March was just, there was nothing out there. So we started looking around, and we found a place that we love. I went and interviewed a couple people, and then I found the daycare for Emma that we chose. And so she will be starting in full-time daycare with a daycare. It's a home daycare. We're not doing a daycare center. She'll be starting in full-time whole daycare, but actually her hours will be the same. But she's technically considered full-time because she goes 5 days a week. in May. She'll be starting the middle of May. So that's kind of just a little bit of an update about what's going on with that. I am really thankful that we've been able to keep Emma with my mom and with a family member for the first year of her life. You know, it's nice that she's the only one that has had that attention, you know, and just didn't have to deal with it. And, you know, it's nice to have that peace of mind that it's family and you can trust them and all of that stuff, especially when they're so little. So we will be integrating her into the daycare. The daycare lady that she will be going to is, you know, said we can bring her, you know, a couple weeks before we actually transition her full-time to there, so she can get familiar with, you know, the other kids and a little bit of their schedule. She won't go the whole day, but she'll go maybe an hour with my husband in the morning before she goes to my mom's a couple weeks prior to her transitioning to daycare. So that's about it for about her daycare update. In this next vlog that I'm going to do, I'll kind of share with you about interviewing daycares and how we found the right one. When I was searching for daycares, I looked on YouTube for daycare interviews or how to interview daycares and all that kind of stuff, and I couldn't find like anything out there. So hopefully the vlog will be helpful. Hopefully these vlogs will be helpful to you working moms out there that do have to put your children in daycare. So yeah, so I think that's it for this vlog. Check out our second vlog. I'm sorry, she is so loud. Seriously, this is like all day. You're so loud. Check out our part 2 vlog to this. So we'll see y'all later.